Here is a black beauty zucchini that's getting close to ready to harvest. I've got 3 different kinds of summer squash in here that are all from saved seeds taken out of the squash from last year's harvest. This one's a straight black beauty zucchini, and there's a patch of them here. There's another one. Then over here, this is a black beauty and a yellow summer squash cross. Some pollinated ones. And then here is some yellow summer squash. Down here, we've got one that wants to be pollinated here. It's got a squash, and if we don't get it set, it will just wither up and die and fall off the plant. So there's no male flowers on this plant right now. Here's one that was pollinated yesterday, so the flower stays closed after pollination. If we come out here, we look and see here's another black beauty yellow squash cross, and right here is a male flower. So I just pinch off the stalk, making myself a little handle here, and you can see the pollen covered male part right there. And if these aren't harvested, they just wither up and die, and they can be an attractant of mold and decay, and bring that onto the rest of the plant. So it's good to remove your dead flowers. That's why you're not seeing the dead withered up flowers that previously bloomed on these plants, because they've been removed. Got some slugs in here, and they really like the flowers, so oftentimes I'll discover a slug on one of the flowers. And I've got some friendly little chickweed and stuff like that. It's part of organic gardening. I use all organic living soil inputs out here, so you know, everything kind of likes it, and I just try and make sure that my plants do what they want them to and keep the weeds down as much as necessary without worrying about it too much. Anyways, we're trying to pollinate a summer squash, so let's see if we can perch the camera here so that I can do my thing. Alright. So I like to remove the outside of the flower so that it's easy to get it in there and pollinate it. You can also just use a paintbrush to transfer it, especially if you're trying to pollinate multiple ones. But I like to do this because it's sterile. You know, if you use a paintbrush, you could transfer disease if that paintbrush got dirty. But this is all clean and ready to go. Then I'll just take right here and pollinate that squash, and then it'll start to grow big to where I can eat it. If we look down here, we can see there's some nice ones that I've harvested. These are ready to eat. They're going to be super delicious and sweet. And considering the fact that I saved seeds, that really costs me nothing to produce these. I don't have to go to the grocery store or anything like that. I just grow them in my garden, and I put a lot up for the winter. We make zucchini bread with them, or grate them and freeze them, and do different things like that so we can eat our squash all year long. And one more thing that I think is kind of cool that my kids love, oftentimes I don't take the time to do it, but I'll show you how to do this, is that inside here, I'll get the camera to focus on it for me. There we go. If you break that open, that's a sweet, delicious nectar. That yellow part inside is as sweet as honey, and you can eat that for a nice little sweet treat while you're out pollinating your squash plants before you discard it. And then I just throw all the leftovers in my compost pile, which makes more dirt that I can then put back on the garden and grow more delicious vegetables. Thank you for checking out what I got going on, and grow your own food.